It's gonna take a lot of love. Good afternoon and welcome to Through the Static. I'm not sure if you just heard me singing "Lot of Love," but I take requests too, just by the way, because I'm really getting into the singing thing. So
joy.
So, welcome again to Through the Static on this wonderful Wednesday. If anyone has seen on Facebook or follows me on Facebook, you see that I posted a video of it snowing yesterday. In this weather, as Elix calls me a polar bear, is this morning I woke up and felt like I'm home. It was, oh my God, to go out there and feel that cold, it just felt so good, and I love it.
And he is a total psychopath about it. I'm in the middle of a very important. I'm Coach Elix.
Oh, Coach Elix is here.
Also, your husband for 27 years.
Oh, really?
And but I was actually leading a training for the Department of Mental Health, and I'm in the middle of the training, and my phone it goes nonstop. Steven, I ignore. Again, Steven, I ignore. Again, Steven, I'm thinking, oh my God, there must be an emergency of some sort. So I answer and it's like, it's snowing! I'm like, oh my God, you are a child.
Yes.
And then he sent me a video as if I needed proof that it was snowing.
Well, yeah, I was very excited because, Elix's mom is here, Consuelo. She came back with us from Puerto Rico last week. You probably saw the pictures when we celebrated Mr. Producer's birthday.
That's right.
And so she was watching TV, and I ran into her bedroom and said, Consuelo, look, it's snowing. Or as I said, estás nevando, meaning it's snowing in Spanish. And she looked out, and she was very, very excited. So it's all good. So, okay, we're not going to go the 15 minutes chatting, even though we always have a lot of important things to chat with.
Let's get with the program today. We have a special guest.
Well, before we do, let me just remind everybody, November 24th, I will be in the North Attleboro Elks on Sunday, 2 to 4. So just go to the Council on Aging to get tickets, and it's going to Council of Children. Thank you, producer. Council on Children. Okay.
You do have a mic, You could just use the mic. And for some reason today, you're, speechless? You're always chiming in.
He's meek.
Seriously,
so
today
Council
he's mute.
on Children. Thank you. So go there to purchase tickets, but it's going to be phenomenal. It's a fundraiser for the Council on Children to help them with raising capital for their new building. And this council does so much great things for children. They're starting the Christmases for Kids very soon. They do like a food pantry. It's pretty incredible. So for a fundraiser and a Sunday afternoon, 2 to 4, come out. You get to see me and Elix and get to possibly get read. So it's a great thing, right?
That's right.
Okay, perfect. So let me just introduce my incredible, wonderful guest. So her name is Mari, even though I've been calling her Mari because Elix's sister is Mari, and I'm doing the Spanish accent. So Mari Cardiganova. So let's get her on and bring her on. Mari?
Hi.
Hey! How are you? It's
good. I'm very excited.
Oh, I have been so excited all day, Mari, and I'm going to try to do whatever I can to say Mari and not Mari because we already went through.
I love it. I love it either way.
So it's great. So let me before I introduce, give more of an introduction about you. I just want to tell the listeners, and actually even Mark doesn't know this, that how we actually connected, because I was doing an event in February, and Mari was there, and I think she just posted something on Facebook Live about being there, and I was talking about also doing an event there, and even though we've never met, I said to Mari yesterday that it feels like we've had like previous lives together because it's amazing, isn't it, Mari?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely feel like we've had connections in the past because it's like when I'm talking to you, it feels like I'm coming home. So I don't know, how we were connected before, but it's really awesome. So
yeah,
reconnected.
It is. Maybe we were lovers and we had 25 kids.
Marty, if you
You
were
never know.
if
You
you
never
were
know.
if you were a man, I'd be concerned right about now. But you're not, so I have zero concerns.
Okay,
worries.
so I'm really excited for myself, Elix, and Mark, and the listeners to hear about you. So tell everybody who you are, how when this started, all of that information, because I'm dying to know. I know the listeners are too.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I guess what I want to say is I've been this way my whole life, but, the story is a little more interesting than that. It's like, when you're a little kid, and, whatever's happening to you, you just feel like it's happening to the rest of the world because, you don't know any better.
Right.
So when I was little, I would see spirits, I would see angels, I would talk to them, and they would talk to me. And I was like, okay, this is how it is, and this is pretty cool. And but I learned as I got older that not everybody saw that, and that some people thought I was kind of weird. I was the kid on the bus, that would be like talking to spirit, or I would go to trees and I would talk to trees. And so I kind of realized that was a little frowned upon. Let's just say I wasn't the most popular kid in my elementary school. So at some point, I was like, yeah, I probably need to keep this on the down low. And I just kind of kept it in my back pocket a little bit, but it was always with me. And I would still, talk to spirits and make connections, but it wasn't something I really talked to other people about. And then I got older and did the normal things, went to college, got married. I got my master's degree in social work, and I worked as a therapist for a long time. And then as I was getting older, my kids were getting a little bit older, spirit was getting more and more insistent. They were like, hey, you need to be doing this work. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'm definitely to be doing this work. Because, you don't believe it in the beginning. You don't think it's really, you're like, how can I be doing that? And I saw a medium from the UK, and he said to me, he's like, well, you're supposed to be doing this. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not, I didn't believe it. So things kept moving along, and I just kept getting more and more nudges. And it was really when my grandmother, who I was very close to, and my aunt both passed away, and they started to talk to me, and they were like, hey, you need to do this. This is something that you were born to do. This is, another way that you're going to be able to reach out and help others. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really interesting. But the capper, I think, for me was when I was on a trip with my family, and we were at the Orlando airport, of all places. And, like other people, I had to use the restroom. So I went into the restroom with, a gazillion stalls. And I happened to walk into one stall, and there was one tarot card in the stall, and all the card said was trust. And so I just threw my head up and looked up at the sky, and I was like, all right, I get it. Thank you. Message received.
Wow.
And so it was pretty cool. And so ever since then, I just started pursuing and studying and training and working, and it's just been amazing. So.
But so Mari, when say when you were going through college, was it completely just shut off? Did you think about it, or was it just you were just a regular college kid?
Well, it was kind of always in the back of my mind. I always studied astrology. I had a tarot deck. I would do readings for my friends, but it wasn't a serious thing. It wasn't I'm going to go do this with my life. So it was always sort of a part of me. Of course, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm very interested in all of those types of things, and so it was always around me, and I would still have my intuitions and predictions and stuff like that, but it wasn't, sort of whatever. It's just sort of another thing,
Wow. It's so incredible. I remember hearing a quote, and I think it was from James Van Praagh when he was doing an interview or something, and just said, if you're meant to do this work, Spirit is going to make sure they give you signs or show you the way. And I mean, what bigger sign is to walk into a stall and see a tarot card? I mean, what? That's pretty incredible that they're all walking with you and saying, you know what, this is going to be, that moment, that sort of light bulb moment to say, Mari, you got to do this. You know, you got to do this, and I think it's pretty incredible. I mean, your whole story is pretty incredible, and where you are now. So we're gonna pick up with that. We're gonna take a break, so we'll be right back. But 508-222-1320 is the phone number, and Mari, you hang on, and we'll be right back. Okay?
Sounds good.
I didn't say who.
Oh.
And welcome back to Through the Static. So, Stephen the Medium, Coach Elix, and we have special guest Mari Karajanova, Medium Mari. So Mari, we have calls, and of course, I'm not surprised. But before I pick the phone call up, I have to ask you: I sent you a picture of a cat named Snowy, and
Yeah.
is there anything that you're getting from Snowy? Because that is Coach Elix, who's sitting next to me, was his cat.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I have Snowy here with me.
She's beautiful,
Snowy
isn't
is
she?
crossed over, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
she's beautiful.
Yeah, he is beautiful. He actually looks like a kitty that I have.
Yeah,
It's a she.
She.
He's a she.
Yeah.
No, he's a she. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, because I always get that wrong, but they come through in spirit either way. So,
True.
yeah, but as I connect to Snowy, it's interesting. I feel like that she had a very strong presence. Like there's a little bit of a stay away about her. As I connect to her, her energy, I don't know why, but it's almost like she really had to know you in order to snuggle up to you.
True,
and I just feel like she had really good boundaries. I'm not sure why they're having me say that, but I just feel like it's not like, I have one cat that will just go to everybody and snuggle with everybody, but I don't feel like Miss Snowy was like that. I feel she was more like a little bit of a diva, and
Oh my
to
God,
have
yes.
things. And because as they're showing me, her with a little tiara and a crown, which always means diva to me.
Oh, hold on.
Mari, you're going to knock me off this chair. You're not going to. Elix, tell her.
So,
oh my God.
years ago, after she passed, I got a little kitty and a teddy bear kitty and
A stuffed animal.
Stuffed animal, and I put a little crown,
A tiara.
on her.
Aww.
For Snowy, Mari.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
it's still it's in the guest
That's
bedroom.
what she's showing me.
Yeah, and it's in the guest bedroom, so Snowy letting us know that she knows about it. Oh my God, I got chills through my body, Mari.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Awesome. Yeah, no, she's definitely letting me know about that. That's what she showed me, was the tiara. So, and I think she likes that. I think she likes being important. She likes that. Being put on a pedestal and treated specially. I also feel like that she had special food, or she was very finicky about her food. And I don't know if you had to go out of your way to get her special food, or if you had a special bowl that you put it in as well.
Everything about her was special. There was nothing about her that was
Ordinary.
No.
No, absolutely not. And she's making mention of her claws. I don't know if they ever got painted or there was some piece about her claws.
She was
me aware of that as well.
She was declawed.
She was declawed.
She was declawed.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I rescue
poor
her.
girl.
And she had no claws, and
Elix didn't do it. She was.
no,
when
I
Elix
didn't.
rescued
No,
her,
God, no.
No, I know.
Yeah, she was already declawed.
And she could never
The poor thing.
Yeah, she had to be indoors. Ever could I allow her to go out because she couldn't defend herself.
Right, of course. Yeah, and it's very painful for them too. So anybody out there, if you have cats, don't declaw
Ever.
them.
Oh, ever do that?
No,
yeah.
never.
No.
So yeah.
It's Marty. That is amazing what you just did with Snowy. It's like
Oh.
not even on target. I mean, it was just when you just blew me away with that tiara. That tiara and the little cat is still in actually where Elix's mom stays in that spare room. When you walk in on the bureau, it's still there. It's a little mirror and the tiara and the cat, and it's like a little shrine for Snowy, like a little diva
looking at herself.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, well, she's aware of it, so she wanted to just make mention of that so that you guys know that she knows about it. I think she appreciates it, too. It's almost like you paying homage to the gods or something,
Wow.
That's what it feels like.
Wow, that is incredible, just incredible. And the bond that Elix had with her was special, Marty. It really was special. I mean,
absolutely. I can feel that she was very protective of him. Again, like I don't feel like warm and snuggly with everybody personality, not at all. I feel like this is my human, and I'm with my human, and everybody else kind of stay away from me.
Yeah.
Because I definitely feel like she had a little bit of a sassy attitude sometimes.
She did.
I love it. That's exactly how she was.
And with me, she was like a little puppy.
Yeah, because you were her human. That's why.
Yeah, you know what, Mari? I'm sorry. I've never seen. Elix used to actually pick her up, pick her up, but her back was on his palms, and she would just stretch her front legs, her back legs out, like upside down, and as long as it was Elix, she would stay there. She would not move.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that in cats. Right?
No, not unless they're totally trusting,
Yeah, exactly, Mari. So, oh my God, thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely.
That's incredible. So let's switch gears and let's go to. Okay, yeah, let's go to the next call. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hi, it's Anitris.
Anitris, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you today?
I am doing well. So let me introduce you to Mari. Mari, this is Anitris. And
Hi, Mari.
Hi, Anitris.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Everybody's good. So I don't know if you just want to take this, Mari, or.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad that you called in. It's nice to chat with you. And do you have a particular question? Did you send a picture of your pet or whatever? I'm here to help, whatever way I can.
I don't have a pet.
That's okay. No worries.
And I don't have a particular question. Should I? I mean, I could.
No, not at all. I can just do, when people are just sort of wanting a general reading, I have some cards that I like to pull just to give me a little bit of direction. I always like to say that it gives my brain something to chew on while I'm, making connections. So I can definitely do that for you and see what comes up.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Interesting. I'm just going to pull a couple cards for you and then let you know what I'm seeing.
Okay.
As I'm connecting to your energy, I feel like that you are in a transition point. That's what they're talking to me about. I don't know if it's like in moving from your place or if it's a job transition, but they are talking to me about you moving on. And that's possibly with a relationship as well. Do you understand this?
I do.
Okay. Because I'm getting that transition piece in conjunction with a relationship as well, but it feels that feels like the biggest point of that, but it also feels like there might be other things in terms of the job or the moving. So I definitely see you moving forward, and I'm also feeling, as I'm connected to, I'm feeling a lot of fear building up in my chest, and I'm familiar with that feeling, guilty as charged, so I can definitely feel that coming from you, and what I want to say to you is, it's totally normal to be afraid, but it feels to me like this is a point for you that would be really helpful for you to be able to move on, so it's a matter of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it just feels like that, it is difficult sometimes if you're in a relationship that isn't really working for you, or the person doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the other person. It just feels like it's not maybe the best fit for you, and sometimes it's difficult to move on from that point.
Well, my fiance passed away, so.
Oh, okay.
I am transitioning. I'm learning, trying to learn how to live without him, and everything's on my shoulders, and it's just like everything has changed drastically, and it wasn't expected, so we did have a little bit of time to say goodbye, but it wasn't something, it wasn't something that we thought, we knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and that's what I'm feeling with the transition and the moving on, and that it's difficult. Obviously, this wasn't something that you were planning, and, sometimes the things that we plan don't work out exactly in the way that we want them to, but I really feel that Spirit is here supporting you, in this place, even though it may not feel like it sometimes. And I do also feel like that your fiancé is sending you symbols as well and signs. And I'm not sure if you've noticed anything. He's making me aware specifically of feathers. He is showing me a white feather right now. I mean, obviously, if you go to the beach and there's a bunch of feathers, I wouldn't count that. But if you're in a place where it would be unexpected, he is making me aware of that as well. And he's also giving me the number 7. I'm not sure what that means, if that relates to the day of passing, month of passing, but he's making me aware of the number 7 as well. But I do definitely feel like it's your favorite number. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
I do feel very much that he is around you and that his warm embrace is around you, and that there, of course he didn't want to leave, but, it wasn't something that he was choosing. But it's hard to see how things turn out in this life. But I know that Spirit is always moving us forward to better things. And even though through this difficult time that may be hard to see, just know that your fiancé is around you and that Spirit is holding you. They're really talking to me about holding you up, supporting you through this transition time right now.
Oh, that sounds good. That's very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, I'm glad, honey, and hang in there. Just know that even though things are difficult now, it's like things will get better. It may be hard to see, but things will slowly by slowly, step by step, will get better.
Wow, Anna-Therese, thank you so much for giving us a call. Lots of love to you, and we're going to take a break, Marty. We'll be right back. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Bye bye. Huh? Are you going to get burned down? No. Okay, let's go to the... God, I just didn't even say welcome back to Through the Static. Marty's got me so excited, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So welcome back to Through the Static, and let's go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, Stephen. It's Debbie. How are you?
I am good. Debbie, how are you?
Well, a lot on my mind, so that's your job.
Debbie, you the way you sound, it's like we should know you, Debbie. It's like, Debbie, hello.
So Debbie,
I know.
let
Hello.
me introduce you to Mari, and you can have a conversation. So you two go.
Oh.
Hi, Debbie.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Now, do you have a question, or did you send me a fur baby, or how can I help you tonight?
Oh, no, I just, making decisions, whatnot, so I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do.
General, do you want me to, because what I was saying before is that if it's sort of a general reading, if someone doesn't have anything particular, I like to pull a couple cards and just see where we go with that.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, no worries. If you have something particular on your mind, I'm happy to connect with that. Otherwise, I can just sort of see what comes up, whatever you would like.
Well, it is a love question. Relationship.
Okay.
Yay or nay?
Debbie wants some loving.
No,
love it. Okay.
No, it presented itself, so I'm just throwing it out there. I'm a cautious one.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I can feel that in your energy as well, the cautious piece, and I understand, it's difficult if some things in the past haven't worked out the way that you've wanted to. It's hard sometimes to move forward with being in an open place and being trusting, But as I connect to you, it's like I feel like part of this question is about being are you willing to be able to open your heart? That's what they're talking to me about. Because it feels like, like I'm connecting to you, I can feel like you're a lot of fun, you're a nice person, you have so much to offer, but when I'm connecting to you, I feel a little bit like your heart chakra is kind of closed, and not to be all woo-woo or anything on you, but just in terms of your sort of willingness and your ability to really be able to connect with other people. And I just want to say that, we're only around this time once, in this physical form. And I do feel like this person that has reached out to you, I do feel like it's worth a shot. I do feel like it's worth it for you to be able to open yourself up a little bit. Because I do feel the person that's coming into you is wanting to have a connection with you. but I sort of see you almost like standing off in the corner with your arm out, like, I'm not, not so fast. I'm not so sure about this. I'm just getting that kind of like hesitant thing. But they're really talking to me about making new things, making new plans, new relationships, because I feel like, especially moving into 2020, I feel like this is your year for starting new things. But part of being able to do that is allowing your heart to be open and being willing to take that chance. And, I feel like you'll be, pleasantly surprised if you do that. I do feel like this person is a good fit for you. Does that make sense to you?
It does. We have a date Friday.
You have a what? I'm sorry?
A date Friday. Cause
you have a date. Nice.
Yeah, he heard me singing at a jam, and he's a musician, and he's like, oh, my goodness, let me talk to you. Woo! So apparently...
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, what? You want to talk to me?
Yeah. I should sing.
Am I right?
Maiden call.
Debbie's got it going on, huh? Debbie does a little singing, and look what happened. She landed a musician.
This is like a mating call for me. So you think this is So this I should just go with it, huh?
Absolutely. I feel like if you're open to it, I really feel like this could be a really fulfilling relationship. I feel like that this person is really kind of cool and has like a really good vibe and is also just kind of mellow. Like I don't feel like that he's going to put a lot of demands on you, which I think is important for you in terms of connecting with somebody. And I definitely feel like that you should absolutely give this a chance because I feel like that, again, that you might surprise yourself. So, maybe crack your heart open a little bit and kind of peek your head out and be like, okay, I'm willing to give it a chance because I feel like that you will be happy with what happens.
So that's great. Yeah. That's great, Debbie. Listen, make sure you listen to what Mari said, and all of us here are just sending you positive white light for Friday, and it's going to be a great date. So you just have a good time. Have fun.
I'm good at that.
You know what? I'm not surprised at all. You just said that, Debbie. But listen, Debbie, thank you for calling in, and lots of love.
Oh,
absolutely. Glad we could connect.
Thanks, Debbie. Thank
you.
So Mari, I want to go back to you to take a look at another one of the pictures I sent, which was the dog named Papaya. So Papaya has a very is connected to me, and wanted to know if you heard, connected anything from Papaya.
Papaya.
A beautiful name, right? Papaya.
Yeah, it's a great name. Now, so I don't make the same mistake again. Is this a boy or a girl? Because I'm miserable at determining that.
Yeah, it's not easy. I get it. It's a boy.
Okay. And it doesn't really matter for the reading, but it's always to get my brain out of the way, right? So Papaya is interesting. When I connect to him, it's like I'm getting super goofball with him. I'm just feeling like he was really goofy and that he could just be kind of all over the place. I'm also wondering because he's making me aware of his head, so I don't know if he had some type of neurological thing or something going on with how he was thinking, or if as he was getting older there was some like a doggy dementia piece. Because he is making me aware of his head as well when I connect to him.
Well, you know, Mari, it's interesting you talk about his head because he didn't have anything like neurologically going on, but his features, as you can see, were just so spectacular. Like just he looked like he had two masks, like a mask on. So I don't know if that's what because he was just. That was such a beautiful feature of his. I don't remember anything with his head per se, but maybe it is his what he's bringing up is his face.
Yeah, no, it absolutely could be because he's just kind of making me aware of his head and making me aware of his. So I just didn't know if there was towards the end if there was some type of confusion because he was giving me the word confusion. If he was a little confused. Sometimes it is possible that you wouldn't even have noticed it depending upon the circumstances. Like,
yeah, right.
He's also showing me that he's kind of wandering around the house, that he would go into a room and then turn around and come back out. and I'm not sure, again, if that was part of the confusion, but I am just getting, like, with him, there is, like, kind of a little bit of a goofy personality when I connect to him.
Yeah.
And, you know, so much of the, like, the man's best friend, like, yes, I'm here with you, and I love you, and was this your dog when you were little?
Well, yeah, it was. I think I got him when I was 15.
Okay, yeah, because I'm feeling like, you know, the childhood piece and, you know, sort of connecting with all of that he was, you know, in your house when you were growing up. And, you know, there's also some piece of some protective piece as well.
Oh, my
and I don't
God,
know what
yeah.
he's making reference to, but I'm also feeling like there was some situation, which I'm not sure if we want to get into right now, that he was really, because he's showing me, like, standing by you, protecting you from something happening. Do you understand this?
I do, Mari, I do. Yeah,
Okay.
there were a couple of situations that he went after people when he sensed that someone was coming after me. He was extremely protective. Yeah, so yeah, I love that he brought that up.
Yeah, and again, I think you know, not to get into all the details, but I just feel like he wants to make mention that he's still with you, that he's still watching over you, because I do feel like he's kind of making me aware that he brushes by you specifically on your right-hand side, because I'm feeling like a sort of a little bit of a pressure on my right leg. So if you ever feel like something like that, just, you know, be aware that he is coming by, and you know, that's him. And it's funny, he's also showing me a wishbone, and I don't know if that has something particular to do with him, or it's something like you would have given him as a treat or something from the turkey or something. I don't know why, but he's making me aware of a wishbone as well.
You know, every time we went out to, like, my family or so, and someone had a steak or something, because he's a big boy, so he would always he would always get that. And actually, Mari, I have said to Elix several times that, you know, I'm standing talking to Elix in his office upstairs, and all of a sudden I looked down and said, a dog just went right by me. I could feel him, and I didn't know it was, you know, because we've had a lot of dogs. I didn't know it was actually him, and I know Elix has heard me say that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because I can feel him rubbing up against my leg. And there's also some piece about him. He's showing me how he would get up a little bit on his hind legs and put his paw on you. He's making me aware of putting the one paw on you to be like, hello, I'm here. You know, like, I always feel like he wanted that attention and to always make sure you two were connected. There was some piece about letting you know that he was always there for you. Do you understand that?
He I have a picture of him when I was in high school, and he's on his hind legs, and he was 90 pounds. He was big, and he is on his hind legs, and his paws are on me. You know, I say to Elix, as many animals as we've had, I think it was because I was that age, the connection was crazy, and I miss him terribly, but I know he's around, and this I have to hold back and not start crying, Mari, what you're doing to me, because it's so
sorry.
It's such a beautiful message that you're giving me, and I'm just so thankful. So, but I mean, I just want to dominate this whole thing and just have you keep reading me, but I can't.
No problem.
But thank you for doing that. I think we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to go back to the calls, okay?
Absolutely.
So we will be right back. Wow. Welcome back to Through the Static. So let me go to the next caller. Hi, who's this?
This is Margaret Murphy.
Hi, Margaret Murphy. How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you?
I'm doing well also, Margaret Murphy. So I'm going to give you Marty. I just want to let you both know that we're running out of time, so this is going to have to be so we can get some more in. Just be conscious of the time. Okay, so Marty, you go with Margaret.
You got it.
Hi,
Margaret. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to know about my dog, Tono. I have sent you several pictures, and we communicated. Tono, yes, he's the little Shih Tzu Bichon.
Okay, I'm trying to find the picture. Did you send it to my Facebook page?
Yes, sir. I sent it via message. I sent you 2 or 3, and then we communicated about him just on instant messaging.
Oh, okay. Is he the one that he was wearing the party hat?
Yes.
The potty hat. Margaret, I want to hang out with
very
you.
Cute. Yeah, it's a very cute dog. And what was the dog's name again?
Tono.
Oh, no. Okay. And he has passed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, he's adorable. Obviously, you know, the listeners can't see his face, but he looks like a little pug sort of type dog. But he's very adorable. It's interesting as I connect with him, I'm getting a lot of anxiety when he was on this earth, and he's making sort of mention about that. I feel like that, you know, there were certain things like he would get scared of little noises. He's also talking to me about trying to hide under the bed. There was some piece about that because he's making me aware of the bed and trying to go underneath that as well. And he's also making me aware that he's talking about taking the place of somebody. Do you understand that?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, that's okay. We don't have to make it fit.
I just want to make sure we have the right dog because he wasn't a pug. He was a Shih Tzu, Bashan, and he had on a Irish. I sent you one picture in his Christmas hat, and one picture in his. He's got on an Irish, and this has been. You know, I haven't communicated with you in about a week, but he's white.
Okay, so that's what it was, because there was somebody else that sent me a picture of a dog with a party hat, and they sent it to me today. So that's what it was.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure where your dog is, but that's okay. I can do a reading on him without the picture anyway. So we're just gonna have this other doggy step aside because that's so funny that, you know, sometimes spirit will come in and it'll be like almost like a double message.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that yours is like a little Bichon, and I'm sure I have the picture somewhere, but they're not readily available, which is fine. So as I connect to your little pup, it's interesting because I do feel like she's talking to me about being one of your best gifts. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know if somebody else gave her to you, but there's multiple meanings in that word gift or present because she's making me aware of that as well. And I do just feel like even though she was such a little dog, I feel like she had a much bigger personality because she's just sort of blowing herself up to me and being like, I'm very important and I'm much bigger than, you know, but she was in a little tiny body, but she just had a much bigger personality.
Absolutely.
And she's also talking to me about pennies. I don't know why. That could be one of the signs that she's showing to you because she's showing me pennies if you go on walks and finding pennies. I do feel like this is something that she is sending you so that you know that she's still around. And she's also talking to me about there's an altar or something. You have a place where you have a number of her little items almost as in remembrance to her, and she really appreciates that as well.
Yes, we do.
And she's
I have a little memorial.
A little memorial. That's so cute. Yeah, no, she really likes that. And she's also she's showing me like little bows. The little bows in her hair because I feel like she likes to be neat and tidy. She wasn't one that wanted to get messy or be dirty. She liked to be neat and tidy, and she appreciated, you know, when you would get her groomed and have her be all nice and neat. So she's very sweet, and I'm glad that she was able to connect with me, even though I don't have the pictures readily available. And I know Stephen wanted to get to a couple more calls, so I hope that was helpful to you.
Margaret, thank you for calling, and lots of love to you, okay?
Okay, you too.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Thank you.
So, Marty, let me ask you, there's one other picture that I sent from a friend that was Rocky, which is another white dog.
Yeah.
So if you can see that, I was hoping that she was going to call in, and I know that she's been having some issues because everyone's trying to call in and the lines are busy. So, but if you can get anything from Rocky, that would be appreciative, I'm sure, for her.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have Rocky right here. And Rocky, it's so interesting, you know, when I connect to him, it's like I'm just getting angelic, you know. There's something very angelic about him, almost like obviously I know that in this incarnation he was in a dog's body, but there's something very light and angelic about him, and he's making me aware of that and making me feel like that. And, you know, he's also making me aware of like a little angel statue. I don't know if this is something that your friend has has next to his like an urn or a little memorial place, but he is making me aware. He's showing me a picture of this little angel statue that is nearby him as well. And it's so funny, you know, Stephen, I don't have to tell you, but he's showing me lozenges, like cough drops, like Hall's cough drops. And, you know, I don't know what that means, again, but this is what he's showing me. He's making me aware of that, and I'm also sort of smelling them. So I don't know if this is something that the owner would be using, you know, for her chest, if there's some, you know, coughing or something like that going on with her, some physical issues. But I do feel when I connect to Rocky, it's like I'm just getting with him like best friend. And, you know, I know all of our animals are our best friends, but I really feel like this animal meant like more than a lot of other animals do to other people. It almost just like really feels like this was this person's best friend. Like there was no other humans that would come close, no other animals. This is an animal that was like really interwoven into the fabric of her life, and I feel like this animal went everywhere with her and did so many things.
Oh my God, Marty, what you're saying is the dog Rocky did go everywhere with her, and I think Brenda.
Hi, I'm here.
Brenda, Marty, we just got her on the line, so so Marty was ask about the angel, Mari, to Brenda too.
Yeah,
hi, Mari, it's Brenda.
Brenda, hi. He was showing me like an angel statue, because when I was connecting to him, there's something very like angelic about him, like something almost otherworldly, like more than a dog.
Well, he was cremated, and I have him on my bureau, and there's angels all around him.
I love it.
Oh, that's what it is.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was listening to you about the throat lozenges, and I've got a cold terrible, and all I've been doing is eating cough drops all day.
Perfect. Like I always say, even if it sounds weird, spirit never wastes a message.
I love it.
Coming in, it means something, you know. But you know, I love Rocky, and he was just saying to me how he's really. I just feel like he was more than a dog to you. It just really feels like there was a whole best friend component. Like he's just having me like knit my fingers together. It's almost like it was hard to tell where you left off and he began. Wow. Do you understand that?
Yeah, it was very tough. I had to put him down, and it was just a very emotional. It took me, like, I was in the hospital with him for 4 hours. It took me 4 hours to make the decision because I didn't want to let him go.
And Marty, let me just jump into that Brenda would go back and forth from Boston to Florida because she has a house in Florida, and Rocky went every trip. Rocky was her right-hand man, right, Brenda?
Yes, he was the love of my life.
Yeah, exactly. So Marty, you're right on.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what he's talking to me about. More than a dog, more than a friend. It's like he was like interwoven into the fabric of your life. I don't know why they keep having me say that, but it's just like you couldn't have imagined, you know, at that point your life without him. And so he's saying that, you know, he's very much still around you, and he doesn't want you, as hard as it is, he doesn't want you to suffer as deeply as you've been suffering, because he's free now. He's not suffering anymore. And he wants you to take comfort in the fact and know that he's okay, and that it's of course it's okay to grieve him, and you know we grieve our pets sometimes forever, but it's okay for you to make tiny incremental steps for your own healing, because he doesn't want to see you suffering. You know, none of them do.
I know, but in my bedroom, I had a pillow made of him. I have a blanket of him that now that it's the winter, he's coming out and he'll be been topping me at night. You know, I just can't let him go. Yeah. No, I can't let him go yet.
No, of course, and you definitely don't need him. It was almost like, in a sense, he was like your husband, in a sense. You know, I'm just getting interwoven into your life, like not, you know, like not just. Like he was on the bed with you, he was on the table with you, like you fed him food from the table, like he was like a person. He was not like a dog. So
we even went to the dog beach in Florida, and we used to have our dinner together on the beach at night.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love it.
Showing me you guys are eating, like he was showing me himself on the table eating with you, and you know, it's a metaphor.
He used to love his chicken. He used to love chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he was telling me that you cooked for him, yes, and he appreciated it.
Always.
Well, listen, Brenda, I am so glad you got through. Marty got to do this with Rocky, so Brenda, lots of love, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Okay,
All right,
thank
love
you.
you, Brenda.
Have a good night. I love you too.
All righty,
Thank
bye-bye.
you so much, Brenda.
All right.
Number
Thank
2
you.
loves you too.
I know that. Goodbye.
Bye. So, Marty, I wanted to just, we have a minute or so left. I wanted to make sure that you can give your social media out so that everyone knows how to find you.
Absolutely. Well, the best way to find me is probably through my website, which is mediumari.com, mediummari.com. Or, like you said, you can also go on Facebook and just type in Media Mari, and I have a couple pages, a business page, personal page. They will both pop up. And I also wanted to add is that I'm also on Facebook. I do free readings in a group called Free Third Eye Readings, and it's a group anyone can join. And I like to try to give back to people that might be having a harder time, and I go on there a couple times a month and do free readings. So that's definitely an opportunity for people to find me as well.
Wow, Marty, I know you mentioned that. I didn't know what that was. That's pretty phenomenal that you do that. And you're also on Instagram too.
I am. It's MediaMari888. So thank you for reminding me.
No, listen, I will tell you, whether you want to or not, we're going to book something again with you because this was too good and it went by too fast. And I know that animals just, they just bring out these incredible emotions from people, and people want to connect with their animals. So if it's good with you, we'll chat offline, and I will get to meet you, and we'll do this again if that's okay.
Absolutely, I would love to.
Thank you.
Yay, Marty's my new best friend.
well,
listen.
Nice to meet you guys.
Me too. So, Marty, thank you. This was incredible. I knew it was going to be incredible because I knew you were going to be incredible. But thank you for giving us this hour, and thank all the listeners. To producer Mark, thank you, Mr. Mark. With Coach Elix, where can they find you?
Coach Elix. That's it. Instagram, Facebook. My website, you name it.
Perfect. And I am Stephen the Medium.
Thank you, everyone.
All over the place. And Marty, offline, we'll connect. I'll give you a call so that we can chat. Okay.
Sounds awesome.
All right, Marty. You have a great night.
Great.
Lots of love.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Lots of love to everyone. See you next week.